Welcome back, strangers. I'm Ethan with the Strangest, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of my favorite urban legends. I chose ones that aren't as well known, so if you've actually heard of them before, let me know in the comments below. And you know what? Legend says that if you like this video and stay to the end, there's a bonus legend involving Louisiana. And you know, that's where all the creepy things happen, so it's worth testing out to see if it works. Near Statesboro, Georgia, on Slaughterhouse Road sits an old abandoned slaughterhouse. The Statesboro packing house was originally built sometime in the 1920s. It was 4 stories tall and operated until the mid-1940s when a fire broke out and destroyed most of the equipment inside and killed 23 employees who were unable to escape the blaze. Many locals believe the fire was started by the owner of the slaughterhouse after he discovered that his young bride-to-be wanted to break off their engagement in favor of marrying her childhood sweetheart. The young woman was found inside among the dead along with her sweetheart. However, the owner of the slaughterhouse vanished after the fire. He was never seen again despite not being among the dead inside. Did he successfully get away with murdering his fiancée and her old lover? Some say the owner was unable to live with himself and shot himself in the head not long after. The building has been abandoned for decades. Inside, you can still see scorch marks on the walls and the ceiling with burnt debris scattered around. The building has no power or phone lines. In order to reach the top floor, you have to bring your own ladder. Yet this hasn't stopped strange things from happening inside the old slaughterhouse. Many claim to see ghostly figures still trying to escape the old building from a fire that has long since gone out. Others report seeing the figure of a man staring ominously at anyone who dares to enter the building. Some believe this is the ghost of the bride's childhood sweetheart trying to prevent you from being another victim of the deadly owner. There have been numerous sightings of a woman walking aimlessly along the top floor where the offices once were. Many say that if you manage to reach the top floor, you will find an outline on the floor of where the bride-to-be burned to death. Would you explore the abandoned slaughterhouse near Statesboro, Georgia? Lester Road in Corona, California is known as the never-ending road by many locals. Years ago, the road was super creepy. It didn't have any lights along it, and many claimed it was never ending if you drove it at night. There are countless stories of those unfortunate enough to attempt to drive down Lester Road at night, who were never seen or heard from again. As the legend grew, locals would only use the road during the day, so it quickly became a spot for teenagers to hang out and drink at night, but only at one end of the road. Most weren't brave enough to dare to drive down the road because looking down it at night made it almost appear like it went on forever, in the same way that many things appear infinite in the night. At the other end of Lester Road there was a sharp turn without any guardrails. Beyond the curve was a valley with a road that ran perpendicular to Lester Road. When you came up on the curve at night, it made the road in the valley appear like Lester continued on forever, and drivers wouldn't notice the steep valley below. When police finally investigated the strange disappearances on the road, they found dozens of cars where unfortunate drivers had plunged over the curve to their death in the valley below. Most of the victims of these horrific crashes were found decomposing still strapped into their seatbelts. Today, Lester Road has grown up. It is no longer a creepy rural road. There are streetlights and guardrails at every curve. You don't have anything to fear except for the possibility of catching a glimpse of one of the unfortunate victims of the deadly Lester curve. Don't stop for hitchhikers, because you may accidentally pick up a spirit of one of the victims who is still trying to make it back home or searching for their lost car that they were thrown from before their death. Those who have encountered one of these ghosts say that they appear confused, not knowing quite where they are or what happened to them, like they were somewhere where they didn't belong, before they vanished into the night. Would you take a trip down Lester Road at night? Would you be brave enough to pick up a hitchhiker if you found one along the old country road? The Sullivan Screamer is the ghost of a woman who was murdered on Sullivan Road on her wedding day. You can see her if you stop your car in the middle of the night on Sullivan Road. Turn your car off and take your keys out, and put them on the roof of your car. Sit there in silence on the old country road, and when you're ready, look up into your rearview mirror, and you'll see her sitting in the back seat of your car. When she sees you looking at her in the mirror, she'll begin screaming like a banshee, until she vanishes. This only works if your back seat is empty. Some say you must be alone in the car for it to work. Others say you can have someone next to you in the passenger seat, as long as your back seat is empty. Another variation of the legend is you must be alone. Put your keys on the seat next to you and close your eyes and wait. She'll tap you on the arm when you least expect it, letting you know she's in the car with you. Then you can open your eyes and have a look at her, if you're brave enough. Again, when she sees you looking at her, she will scream those same murderous cries that she wailed on her wedding day. Would you be willing to do what it takes in order to meet the Sullivan Screamer? There is something strange about Pine Run Road. Sometimes you can see shadowy people moving across the road and into the woods. They are clearly two human figures that will sometimes cross right in front of your car before heading towards the woods. It can be quite unnerving to witness. Legend has it that a couple and their baby were driving down Pine Run Road. Not too fast or reckless, but maybe a little too careless for a couple of strangers visiting from out of town and not familiar with the curvy road. The husband was driving and apparently he ran off the road and overcorrected the turn, causing their car to flip multiple times. Their baby was ejected from the car while the couple remained inside as it tumbled into a nearby creek. The couple was killed, but the baby miraculously landed safely away from the crash site and was found hours later by rescue workers after a paperboy discovered the crash while working his early morning route. Now as you drive north on this road, you can see two ghostly shadow figures of the couple moving across the road and back into the woods, while they search for their long-lost baby that they will never find and know for sure is safe. Would you travel down Pine Run Road at night and try to catch a glimpse of the ghostly couple? The sad story of Crazy Cal begins on Christmas Eve when he was traveling home with his girlfriend. He was finally happy for once in his life. He loved the holidays and finally found someone to share them with. He planned to propose to his gorgeous girlfriend when they got home. It was late and the roads were icy, but Cal knew those old country roads better than anyone, so he didn't think about slowing down or stopping somewhere for the night. When they reached the bridge right before his house, they met another car coming at them head on. The other car didn't realize how narrow the bridge was. When Cal tried to slow down and get over even more, he lost control of his car on the icy bridge. Fortunately, the other car made it safely across the bridge and missed them. However, Cal and his girlfriend weren't so lucky. They drove over the railing of the bridge and fell into the frigid falls below. His incredible girlfriend died instantly in the crash, but Crazy Cal lived and managed to swim safely to the woods, where he stayed. He was so fraught with grief that he wouldn't come out and rejoin civilization. He lived like a wild man and gained a more wolf-like appearance with his crazy, overgrown hair. Legend has it that if you go to the old falls at night, around Christmas Eve, you will see Crazy Cal near the falls and hear his cries for his long-lost girlfriend, who he is still searching for. Would you spend your Christmas Eve searching the fatal falls for Crazy Cal? There's a shack in northern Louisiana that causes those who enter to lose their minds. Are you brave enough to enter the Devil's Toy Box? From the outside, the shack is unappealing and average, but inside is what gives this strange place its dreadful reputation. According to several sources, the inside of the shack consists of a maze of floor-to-ceiling mirrors. No one can last more than 5 minutes in this room. People who have been unlucky enough to stumble upon the Devil's Toy Box have been hospitalized and driven mad. Dozens of teenagers have been seriously disturbed and horrified at what they saw inside and were unable to last more than just a few seconds in this real-life horror attraction. Local legends say that if you stand inside the mirror room alone for too long, the devil will appear before you and attempt to steal your soul by flaying you alive. Robert Heltz is the man who supposedly lasted the longest alone inside the Devil's Toy Box. Robert is a 52-year-old family man and reputable member of society. However, what he experienced when he entered into the toy box has severely damaged him. He managed to stay inside for 4 minutes and 37 seconds. But since he emerged from the infamous shack, he has been unable to speak a single word. Would you travel to northern Louisiana for a chance to explore the Devil's Toy Box? Thanks for watching, strangers. Which one of these places would you visit to test out the urban legend, to see if it's true? I would go to the Statesboro packing house. It's abandoned, it's got the urban legends, it's creepy, and it's got some ghosts. It's got everything rolled into one. It's the perfect place to visit. If I missed any legends or ones that you think I should have included, let me know in the comments below. Tell me your local legend, because every spot has them. I would like to cover it maybe one day if I ever put out another video. But, you know, I do have a live stream hopefully coming this week on Sunday with Blake, so be ready for that. I'll be putting a poll out so you guys can choose the topic, and I can't wait to see what we do. And as always, stay strange.